Hello, it is Monday and I don't know how I'm so awake and looking like acceptable, presentable, that's the word, because I got about 3 hours sleep last night. So first off, I would like to just point out that this is natural light. This is not using my ring light. It is the daytime. It is the morning. It is 11:28. And I'm starting this vlog. Secondly, so at the end of last week's vlog, you would have seen it was like, oh, 1:30 a.m. Hopefully I'll get to sleep soon. I didn't. I fell asleep at 4 a.m. and then kept waking up, falling asleep, and then I woke up at like 7:30. So yeah. And the thing is, I was so tired that I couldn't read. So I was just laying there for most of the time, just trying to sleep. And it just wasn't happening. So I've had one coffee today. That is going to change because, do you know what? I'm not working this week. So if I need to coffee myself up to keep myself going today, then so be it. So I did touch on this last week about how I am very excited about this because I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I'll get any of this read today, but we'll see. But my priority for today, reading wise, is to read the first 100 pages of A Court of Thorns and Roses. So me and Liv are going to be buddy reading these. It's a reread for both of us. I read these for the first time 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And she read them for the first time earlier this year after me and nagging her and being like, you will love it. And I was right. It's one of her favourite series. So we decided we both wanted to reread it. So we thought, why not just buddy reread them? So that's what we're doing. And because it's a reread and we know the story, we've decided 100 pages a day is very doable for both of us. We'll see how that goes because this is me and I'm chaotic as hell with buddy reads apparently. So this is my priority, to read 100 pages of this. I need to complete last week's vlog because usually I do it all on a Sunday so that it's ready to be uploaded at midday on a Monday. That's not happening this week because I filmed on Sunday for Mini Polathon. Oops. So it is currently exporting. Who knows how long it's going to take to actually upload and then for me to be able to do the subtitles. We'll see. It might be up today, it might be up tomorrow. But I thought I would kick off this vlog. My other main plan for today is to wrap the bulk of the presents. So I do have a couple of Christmas presents that are still en route. They have not arrived yet. But I have most of the presents. So me and my mum are basically going to spend the afternoon wrapping presents together. Obviously I'm not going to wrap hers and she's not going to wrap mine in front of each other, so that's why I'm saying the bulk of the presents. But apart from that, everything is going to be wrapped and I'm very excited because there's going to be presents under the tree. And also I was already excited for Christmas this year because obviously it's been such a crappy year. So if you are in the UK, you might have heard about the Christmas bubble, whereas between the 23rd and the 27th of December, you can have up to three households indoors. So we spoke to my sister and her and my 3 nephews. I would like to film just one video without the dog barking in the background. So we spoke to my sister and her and my 3 nephews are going to be coming and staying at ours between the 23rd and 27th of December, and I'm so happy. Like, I have not seen them since the 29th of February. or the 1st of March, one of them, but still it's only a day apart. So I'm very excited to be able to actually see them. Yeah, that's literally it. It's literally made my month, the fact that I'm going to get to see my sister and my nephews. So yeah, yay. But yeah, so that's my update. I am now going to go and set up my wrapping station. I'm in a bookstore. Hello, it's Tuesday. So I didn't end up giving you any updates yesterday. I was pretty wiped, so I literally spent the entire afternoon wrapping presents and I still didn't finish. So I did not get a chance to read any of A Court of Thorns and Roses yesterday. Today I have started reading. I'm only 58 pages in and ideally I need to read page 200. But Liv has not read all of today's pages, so even if I only get to page 100 and only finish yesterday's pages, we can just pretend today we didn't plan on reading and we'll just skip to tomorrow. I'm already loving being back in this world and I am excited. So this is not really a spoiler, but everyone kind of knows that you're supposed to love Tamlin in this, but then you realise in the second book that Tamlin's a tool. And I'm intrigued to see how it is rereading it, going into it, knowing what causes everyone to hate Tamlin. So I'm excited to see that development. But I have some really exciting news for myself today. This is going to seem so like not exciting for some people, but it's something I want to share because I'm really proud of myself today. So I haven't really talked about it on here. It wasn't really something I wanted to broadcast, really. My friends knew and that was it, but I've not been able to leave the house since July. So obviously when they announced the whole mask rule, I had like a little meltdown because I can't wear masks. I had tried and I have a panic attack every time, and it's not about the fact it's a mask, it's about the fact I can't have both my mouth and my nose covered. Like, you know when people like burrito themselves in a duvet and cover their head, I have never been able to cover my whole face with a duvet. I can't have I can't have them both covered at the same time. So I'm fine like this and I'm fine like this. But that would be no point in wearing a mask because I would not be one of those people. So I just made the decision that I just would not go to shops because I didn't think it would last this long. How naive. Sweet summer child. So that came into play in July and people kept telling me, oh, you can get the exemption thing for not wearing a mask, but I personally would not want to, partly because, you know, everyone else is wearing a mask and I'm not. It's my issue that I can't wear a mask, not other people's. And also my paranoia would just make me think that everyone is staring at me and judging me for not wearing a mask. So that would make me anxious. So it was just a vicious circle. So I just haven't been to a shop since the beginning of July. And I hadn't actually left the house since August, because in like July and August I was still doing the Couch to 5K. So I was going for a run at my local park every morning. Well, not every morning, like a few mornings. But when that finished in August, I just didn't leave my house at all. At all. Not even for some fresh air. Not at all. And because obviously this has been going on for so long, I made the decision that I needed to try again. And I got, in a parcel, I got a face mask. I didn't order it. I ordered like some clothes from EMP earlier in the year when this first started, and they threw in a free mask. So it was like, oh, okay, thanks. So I have been using that to try and train myself. And it started out very badly. And I managed to get myself up to like 20-25 minutes without panicking. So since this week I'm off work, I said to my boyfriend, like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get on public transport anytime soon, because even with like, it's just too many people, too much too soon in close space, no. And I have like a town centre about a 45-minute walk from me, so I said to Dean about, because he loves walking everywhere, hates getting buses, so I said to him, can we walk into town? I want to try some shops. I've managed to do this mask. I want to try some shops, and at least if I go into this shop and I do start to have a panic attack, if I'm holding anything to buy, I can just give it to him, get him to sort it out, and I can leave the store, take my mask off. I managed to go in 6 stores. So in between, because it's all open, in between each store I took my mask off and had a breather and calmed down. But I managed to be in 6 stores with my mask on without having a panic attack, and I'm so happy. Like, I feel not normal, because, you know, I've had to go through so much to do that, but, and oh my god, this morning, oh, you know, when you get those anxiety stomach aches, yeah, my stomach was hurting so bad, like, felt like someone was punching me. So, like, it seems so, like, insignificant, but to me, I'm really proud of myself for doing it. I feel like I've, like, been, like, screw you in anxiety's face. Like, baby steps, baby steps. So, and I plan on doing it again after Christmas, and maybe trying a few little trips, maybe, like, do a trip to the post office on my own. But I did treat myself for doing that. So one of the shops we went in was Primark, and I got a Baby Yoda Christmas jumper, and my boyfriend, bless him, he got me a Baby Yoda top as a well done for doing this, because he's been, like, so helpful in all of this, like, patience with me, like, honestly. And I did manage to get a couple more presents, which didn't really need to get, but I saw them and I was like, eh, screw it. And I did buy myself a couple of books as a go you, so, but you will see them in my haul at the end of the month. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to, like, share that with you, because I'm, like, really proud of myself, and yeah, I'm so happy with myself. So yeah, I thought I'd give you that little update. Me and Liv are about to have a FaceTime, which I'm very excited for, have a little chat, and yeah, and then I will probably try and read a bit more of ACOTAR, but I'm also very tired. Like, I'm in so much pain. I've not done that much exercise in months, and I took my painkillers because I have trouble with my knees, and I took painkillers before we left. They did nothing. Like, I am in so much pain right now, so I'm glad I haven't got to leave the house again anytime soon. But yeah, so I thought I'd give you that little update, and I don't know if I'll update you again today. If not, I will speak to you tomorrow. Hello, it is Wednesday, so I have had a pretty productive day, I think. So I woke up in so much pain. My knees, everything hurt so much. But have I let that stop me? No. So I had a pretty lazy morning, although I did get my vlog from last week finally uploaded, because, you know, it's already 2 days late. So I did that. I managed to get the tour edition of A Court of Silver Flames, and I'm so happy, because I'm still not a massive fan of the tour edition cover, but it's a cover that I will be okay with having on my bookshelves, whereas the cover, like the actual standard cover, I absolutely hate the design and I don't want it on my shelves. So I'm really glad I'm actually going to be able to have a physical copy on my shelves, and I get to go to the online event, which is great, because I was supposed to go to the Crescent City event back in March this year, and obviously because it was right at the very start of the pandemic, it got cancelled, so I'm excited to be able to attend an online one. So I got those, uploaded my vlog, had lunch, watched a bit of BookTube, and I have just deep cleaned my entire bathroom. Like, I am in pain, but I deep cleaned. Oh, before I did that, I cleaned my makeup brushes, because now I've always been very on top of cleaning them. I've always cleaned them very regularly. Obviously, I use them a lot. I used to use them a lot. I used to use them daily, and I would clean them regularly. Yeah, the last few months, thanks to depression, I've not cleaned them, and they were getting pretty disgusting. And I know they were disgusting, but that wasn't enough to make me have the motivation to do it. But I have deep cleaned, like proper deep cleaned all of them. So they're now all laying on a towel, drying off. So I feel productive in that sense. Like, yesterday has given me such a serotonin boost, and it's given me motivation. Like, managing to do that yesterday, like going to shops for the first time in months, has been so helpful. So obviously today I've cleaned makeup brushes, deep cleaned my bathroom. I really want to deep clean my kitchen as well, but I don't have the energy. Plus my mum is going to be starting to do dinner soon, so I won't be able to get out there, and I won't be able to get it all done today if I start. So I'm going to give myself a break tomorrow, and then I'm going to do the kitchen on Friday. So yeah, productive week off work is what I'm saying. But I have been, whilst deep cleaning my bathroom, I have been listening to the audiobook of ACOTAR. So I am now on chapter 9, I believe. So I need to read to the end of chapter 21. It's like 115 pages, but I have high hopes that I will be able to get it done, because I am now going to go and I'm now going to go do that. I'm going to go read along with listening to the audiobook, and yeah, I will give you another update later. Also, possibly the most exciting thing ever to come into my inbox, I got approved for an EOC on NetGalley. So if you've been watching my videos this year, you will know my #1 favourite book of 2020 was Havenfall by Sarah Holland. I got approved for the sequel, Phoenix Flame. But my issue now is I want to drop everything to read it, but I know I shouldn't, because I have other stuff to read. So my dilemma, you see my dilemma, plus it doesn't come out till March, and I kind of want to have it as my first read for January, just because Havenfall was like my second read in January this year, and it ended up being like my favourite book of the year. So I kind of want to have like Phoenix Flame as one of my first books of 2021, so that it can like follow the same pattern, because I have no doubt that I'm going to love it, like, at all. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. But yeah, I have it. It's on my Kindle waiting for me, and I'm like, so excited, so unbelievably excited. But anyway, that was my update. I will check in again later when I have more updates. So I'm being really lazy because I can't bother to set up my ring light. However, if you've read ACOTAR, you know that we shouldn't fall for Tamlin. And here's me on a reread thinking, I'll see the red flags this time. I won't fall for him this time. And I was right. I'm seeing the red flags, but I'm still falling for him again. Make it make sense. So we're halfway into ACOTAR, me and Nev, and that's how that's going. Yeah, that is all. That's all. It is Thursday. I've had a fairly lazy day today, so I did wrap the rest of the Christmas presents that I have, because a few have come since Monday. And then I read today's buddy read pages of ACOTAR, which I'm still hating myself for the fact that I'm actually liking Tamlin. Although we're almost at the part where I believe I started to dislike him the first time round, so hopefully I'll come to my senses again soon. However, I have just finished this. I hate this. I don't. I love this. This was a 5-star, but I hate this. So, a while back, Ellen accidentally spoiled something that happens in this, and I think I've made her feel a bit better, because when it got to that bit, I remembered the spoiler about half a page before it actually happened, and it ripped my heart out. But it's something that I am certain if I hadn't had the spoiler, I would have figured that it was going to happen anyway. It was sort of one of those things that you see coming, and it was horrible. And then the way that book ended, like, I had hope. I was wrong. Like, I don't want to give spoilers, but this is a trilogy, so it would have been too good to be true for the first book to end nicely. However, I didn't think it would end like that, and I don't have book 2 yet. Help. I wasn't expecting this to be a 5-star, like, especially after the only other book by Patrick Ness that I've read was like a 3-star, and it was a pretty low 3-star as well. Like, it was almost a 2. Didn't enjoy it that much. But this, yes, I just threw the book. I threw the book. However, now I need to pick something else up, and I don't really have a choice, because the only other book I've got left on my TBR that is not a buddy read is House of Earth and Blood. It's happening, guys, it's happening. I've had this book since March, and it's finally gonna happen. I'm finally going to read Crescent City book 1. I'm scared. I am going to do that now, to be honest. I'm gonna start it now, because I am like wanting to read. And I did say I wanted to try and at least make a start on it on my week off. So I'm gonna make a start on it and have my heart ripped out. Yay. So that's my evening. I'll check back in with you later if I'm not too much of a mess. Hello, it is Friday. I did not update you last night, but I started reading Crescent City, and I am 106 pages in. Oh, it's already ripped my heart out a little bit, but it was something I was spoiled for. So I kind of knew it was coming in like the first like 100 pages. But we have just been introduced to Hunt not long ago, and I'm very excited to see more of Hunt. Oh, I can't tell you, I don't want to tell you the character's name, but I started falling for a character. Big mistake. Shouldn't have started falling for him. But so today I have multiple layers of clothing on, because I'm going to be sitting in my garden for a big chunk of the day. Hello, Bell Bell. Hello, Bell Bell. So if you're in the UK, or you just know about the UK tier system, tier 2 means that you cannot meet anyone. You cannot meet anyone outside your household unless they're in your bubble indoors, but you are allowed to meet them outdoors. So mine and Liv's original plan, we was hoping we would be in tier 1. Didn't happen. We're both in tier 2. So we was hoping we would be in tier 1 so that we could stick to our plan of spending the weekend together. Usually we take it in turns. One Christmas I go to hers for a weekend in December, the next she comes to mine, and so she was going to come to mine because she can drive to mine. Not going to happen. However, we talked about it and she decided she wanted to drive to mine even though it was only for a day trip. So she is currently en route in the car and I'm really excited. Obviously we're going to be sat in my garden, we're going to be sat apart, we're not going to be next to each other, but it means that we can do our present exchange and we are going to be very wrapped up. I've got my coat ready downstairs, I've got tights and leggings on. We'll probably also put another layer on my legs or just my knees. Got blankets, cushions, hot water bottles, we're gonna have hot chocolate. We are ready, we are prepared, and I'm just really excited that we're still gonna get to see each other even though it's not how we planned. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. It was originally going to be tomorrow, but Liv checked the weather last night and it was showing us raining tomorrow, but not today. It doesn't look too great out there right now. It's pretty cloudy, but the sun keeps trying to come out. So hopefully it holds off for a few hours. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Liv. It's going to be so nice to see someone other than my parents and my boyfriend. And yeah, I'm very excited and I can't wait. Also, Christmas presents. Yes. Also, we have a tradition. Whenever Liv comes to London, we get Dixie chicken. It is my favourite chicken shop. The one in my town as well. Like it's, gets to the point that they know my order. Yalk weekend, they know. I walk in and instantly they say my order and I'm like, yeah, that's the one. So it's like my favourite chicken shop and I don't think there's a Dixie where Liv lives. But so whenever she comes to London she has to have a Dixie at least once. So yeah, we're gonna order in Dixie for lunch and I'm very excited. Because I've been really craving fried chicken so badly. So yeah, I will hopefully catch up with you later. We'll see how that goes because this is me. I say that and then it doesn't happen. But there's still like a while before Liv's due to get here, so I'm gonna try and read some more of this. Also, Disney has just like gone crazy today. So we officially have a trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier and it's coming out in March, my birthday month. You don't understand how excited I am for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And we got clips, we got actual clips, 2 minutes of them, of Loki. I'm so excited. I might have watched that video of the Loki clips on repeat a few times. Maybe. But I... Aww. We got a doggy. The other ones come up. You can't look at my face. I have makeup on. So yeah, we got that. There is good... So I've only just recently got into Star Wars, but Revenge of the Sith is one of my favourites. And I love Hayden Christensen. Yeah, he's going to be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And I'm sort of losing my mind about it a little bit because... And there's going to be a Cassian Andor show. Like, if you've seen Rogue One, you will understand my love for Cassian Andor. And we're going to get a show. I'm so excited. There's literally been so many things announced this morning and I'm like, my brain's just going. But yeah, I'm going to go do some reading now. So I have been really bad because it is Saturday now. However, last night I did read some Crescent City. I'm just over, this is just the dust jacket, the actual book is downstairs and I'm not getting it. I am now just over 200 pages into it and I don't know why I was so worried about not liking it, even though I knew I would, because yeah, Also, Hunt. Yes, I am here for what's going to definitely happen between Hunt and Bryce. I'm excited for it to happen. But yesterday, obviously, had my socially distanced Christmas in my garden with Liv, which was very cold. And today I sort of just like deep cleaned my kitchen, and now my back hurts, which is great. So now I'm just going to chill for the rest of the evening. So I'm going to wrap this up now because I'm not going to get any more reading done today. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.